first conference of ministers responsible for meteorology in Africa took place in Nairobi in April 12th to 16th. And it came up with what is called the Nairobi Declaration. The Nairobi Declaration formed the African Ministerial Conference on Meteorology, AMCOMET. And AMCOMET's objective is it's a high-level mechanism for the development of meteorology in Africa, because they also now came up with the fact that we have to come up with a strategy for the development of weather and climate information in Africa and its applications. We had also to come up with ensuring that we have a regional climate center in Central Africa, because we have a regional climate center in West Africa at ACMAD. In East Africa we have IGAD Climate Prediction and Application Center. In SADC they have, in Central Africa they don't have. Africa is big. So we had also to come up with a quality management system for aeronautical meteorology, aviation, so that air transport navigation is safe. Now, the meeting here, as I explained, is now to discuss the work of the task force that was formed in Nairobi. The task force was to come up with the governance structure of AMCOMET, the resource mobilization, how we are going to get money, and also the constitution of AMCOMET and the rules of procedure of AMCOMET. So that's what we are working on. As an expert, the meeting is in two segments. The expert segment, which will look at all this, and then the ministerial segment, because this meeting will come up with recommendations. These recommendations are going to go to the ministerial segment. The ministers will look at the recommendations and also approve them or endorse them with variations, because they'll discuss them. So, in a nutshell, this is how we are going to strengthen the national meteorological and hydrological services so that they can play a key role in sustainable development in view of climate change processes in Africa, and in view of the fact that Africa is the most vulnerable continent when it comes to the vagaries of weather and climate. Kenya's meteorological services, the establishment is 1,500 people. We have about 40 weather stations all over the country. Kenya is the size of France or Texas, and we need to establish more stations. And so we have embarked on, like we just purchased 36 automatic weather stations and 2 buoys to put on Lake Victoria. We have also some radars, and so the government is fully committed to strengthening meteorological services. The problem we've been having in Kenya is one of the aging staff. The staff is very competent because we have 100 people with the degrees, first degrees. We have over 50 people with master's degrees, and we have about 3 to 4 people with the PhDs. The staff is aging, and so we have asked the government, because the government put a curfew on employment by the advice of the World Bank some time back because of strategic development programs. So now the government has accepted to employ new staff who are young, and they can understudy the old ones so that they have expertise to go. The other problem we've been having is also service delivery to appropriate people, because we talk in English and Kiswahili in Kenya, but there are some areas of vulnerable groups who do not understand Swahili or English. And so we have introduced the radio internet, and we broadcast. Radio internet can cover 30 kilometers radius. So we broadcast information in local language. The other issue is that we have devolved the meteorological services. I'm the director of the overall National Meteorological Services. I have 4 deputy directors, one in charge of forecasting and county meteorological services, one in charge of meteorological applications services, another one in charge of education and training and research, and another one in charge of technical support. So the information is developed because the Constitution of Kenya has now devolved to the county or district. And so we have 47 county directors of meteorology. And these have degrees or masters. So they are going to take this information to the county commissioners so that the information goes to the grassroots. So we are working hard on that. That, of course, ensures that we need to employ more people and we need to develop more infrastructure. We have worked hard in this because in Kenya, if you want to get resources, you work with the ministry in charge of planning and ministry in charge of finance. So we co-opt them in and they are able to listen to the budgets that we need.